Hi students, welcome to our science class. Our chapter name is Essentials for Life, Air and Water. In the last class we discussed about atmosphere. Atmosphere. What's the definition of atmosphere? We know the definition of atmosphere is this. This atmosphere is the blanket of air that is around our earth. So that means we know around our earth we have some sort of air blanket. That means a thick air layer is there around our earth. That is what atmosphere. Then we discussed about different layers of atmosphere. So the layers are these: troposphere, stratosphere, mesosphere, thermosphere, and the last one, exosphere. That we studied in the last class and also studied the details of each layer. Now we are going to study the next thing, and the topic is importance of atmosphere. That means what are the importance of atmosphere? What are the importance of this atmosphere? The first thing is this: our atmosphere maintains the temperature on earth. It maintains temperature on earth. That means the thing is this: it maintains temperature means it adjusts the temperature on the earth's surface. And why we want to maintain the temperature? The reason is this: when there is no maintenance is there, what happens? Then it is not favorable for the survival of the animals, plants and all. So the thing is this atmosphere maintains the temperature on the earth's surface. So that is one of the importance of atmosphere. This importance of atmosphere means why this atmosphere to be there. Why? What is the need for this atmosphere? That is actually the thing about the importance of atmosphere. So we can say the first thing is this: it maintains the temperature on earth's surface, and that helps us to survive for the animals, birds, plants and all. So that's about the first point. The second point is this: it burns meteorites before they reach Earth's surface. So the point is this: our atmosphere helps to burn meteorites before they reach Earth's surface. The question is this: what is this meteorites? The thing is very simple. So we can say for our Earth, we know that we have the atmosphere and all. At the time, some sort of rock-like substances are there present in the space, atmosphere and all. And the thing is this: they are very fast-moving particles. That means stone or something. You just imagine like the stone is moving with very fast speed. So this stone is moving very fast, and if there is no atmosphere, what happens? These meteorites will fastly come and hit on our earth. If it hits, what happens? It will lead to earthquake and it will lead to damages, like all the things will happen. And so, but the thing is this: our atmosphere helps this rock or this meteorites to what? It helps to burn. That means the thing is this: when this fast moving meteoroids come with the help of the atmosphere, the thing happens is that it will just burn out. It it will burn out and it won't reach on the surface of Earth. That will completely burn out through the atmosphere. And you will study it in detail in your 8th standard and all. Now, just understand that here one of the importance of atmosphere is this. Here the atmosphere is helping to burn this. If there is no atmosphere, that will come normally to our Earth and that will collide on the Earth's surface. Don't think that it is very small. They are very large meteoroids, very large stones and coming and hitting on the Earth. What happens? It will cause earthquake. So the thing is this, when it burns with the help of atmosphere, then that meteoroids will what happen? That will not reach on the Earth's surface. So that's the next point, the importance of atmosphere. And the last point is this, the atmosphere help us to protect from UV radiations from sun. The thing is this, from the sun there are different types of radiations are coming. Light is also a type of radiation. Some radiations are harmful, some are having no problem. So the thing is this UV radiations, ultraviolet radiations. These radiations, if it reach on the Earth's surface, what happens? That will lead to cause cancer for the animals and all. So the thing is this, we want to avoid the UV radiations from the Earth's surface, and that is done by our atmosphere. So with the help of atmosphere, these UV radiations are get filtered out. They are just converted to another form that you can study in your higher classes. So now just understand that these UV radiations are protected by the atmosphere. So these are the three importance of atmosphere. These 3 points are important, you want to study. But they maintain the temperature on Earth's surface, and that help us to survive the life on the Earth. And the next is, this atmosphere burns the meteorites before they are reaching on the Earth's surface. That is the second point. And the third point, this atmosphere protects us from UV radiations coming from sun. So these are the 3 points, important points of the atmosphere importance. Now we are moving to the next topic. This topic is over here. So the thing you want to remember, meteorites. Meteorites means what? They are some fastly moving celestial bodies. Celestial body means something that is there at sky. So some sort of highly speed moving particles or objects within the space. That's all. So that's about this. Next is the composition of air. Composition of air. That means within this topic we are discussing about what is there included in air. So the first question is this, do this air a single thing? When we studied about the soil, we studied that within the soil it contains different types of layers are there, different particles are there. In the similar way, do this air having different types of components? That we are going to discuss in this region. That means what is the present actually inside this air? We are calling the whole thing as air. Now the question is this, what is this air? What is the included in this air? That actually within our atmosphere for the air contained, we are talking about within the earth. For the other planets, it may be different. So, we are only focusing on the earth's surface. So, we can say here the air is composed of nitrogen, the second thing is oxygen, next is some sort of other gases, water vapor, dust particles, etc. So, these are actually the composition of air. Composition of air means what is there actually composed of, what is together this air. So, we can say nitrogen is there, oxygen is there, some other type of gases are there, and water vapors and also some dust particles are there present. Now you can see that here this nitrogen is at the top and then the oxygen at the next and other gases I just included as third. Why I just write it like this? The thing is this, within our air, within our atmosphere, not all the layers, I am talking about the first layer that's near to our earth, and within that air the higher quantity is the present is nitrogen, and then only the oxygen will come. Actually, when comparing to nitrogen, this oxygen is very less, and when we are comparing this nitrogen and oxygen, these other gases are very less. And also this water vapor is there, dust particles are there, but they are very little, and basically we can say most of all it contains nitrogen. And so when we are drawing one diagram, this is actually pie diagram, that also you can study in the higher classes. And so when we are drawing the structure, it will be like this. So here you can see this large region now, that is what? Nitrogen. And here you can see a small region, that is our oxygen. And here you can see a small region now, that is our other gases. So the thing is this, within our earth, this is not the earth, we are just representing this within a diagram. And so most of the gas present in our air is what? Nitrogen. And then oxygen is there and also other gases are there. So we can say it as the percentage, this nitrogen is of 78%. 78% is the present for the nitrogen. And for the oxygen, it is only present 21%. So you can see the 78 is a higher value than this 21. That's why I said nitrogen is mostly present in the air. So nitrogen is of 78%. This oxygen is only of 21% and all other gases are together only of 1%. That means actually these other gases are very little comparing to this nitrogen and oxygen. And so we said that other gases. Which are these other gases? The thing is this, these other gases include neon, argon, carbon dioxide, ozone, etc. So these are some of the other gases that including this. That means the neon is there, argon is there, carbon dioxide is there, ozone is there. Actually these are some sort of gases that similar to the oxygen, nitrogen and all. So you just want to study this name only. So we are talking about the composition of air. That means what is there included in air or what combined to form air. So we can say within the air it contains nitrogen. We know nitrogen is in higher quantity. So you can say which gas is present in higher quantity in our air is what? Nitrogen. And so oxygen is the only present after this nitrogen. And then we know other gases are there. These other gases are neon is there, argon is there, carbon dioxide is there, ozone is there, and also it contains water vapors and dust particles. Now we want to study this nitrogen, oxygen, other gases and water vapors and all in detail, and we are going to study that. So first we are going to study about the oxygen. Oxygen. Why we are using this oxygen? We are using this oxygen to breathe. That is the first use of this oxygen, to breathe. So not only for human beings but also for the animals, even plants, like all the things it need what? Oxygen. So we can say this oxygen is very important for breathing. That is the first point. And that you know, or you already know the use of oxygen, this breathing. And now what is the other use for this oxygen? What's that? That is very simple. The next is this oxygen help for burning. Help for burning. So the thing is this, if there is no oxygen, no burning will occur. You just think that if there is no fire, what will happen? It's not possible to cook food. And many things will happen. Actually, the world will not move further. So we can say this oxygen is very, very, very essential, or it is necessary for the life. Necessary for life. What? Oxygen. So within the topic oxygen, we are talking that why this oxygen is very important. What are the uses? So the uses are these. We are using this oxygen to breathe. For the animals, for the plants, for the plants and all, everything it needs oxygen. So that is the first point, to breathe. And the next point is this oxygen help for burning. Oxygen help for burning. If there is no oxygen, nothing will burn. No fire will occur. So that's the usage of the oxygen. And for identifying the importance of oxygen for burning, within your textbook we can see one activity. The activity is very simple, that we are doing that activity with 2 candles and also one glass. One transparent glass. Transparent glass means what? One normal glass. I am not talking about the steel glass. I am just taking 2 candles and lighting that. Now just take one beaker or glass and put it inverted. So I am just taking the glass. If this is our glass, I am just putting it by inverting. Inverted. So that is the thing. And so what we'll see, what you can see, after some time you can see that I am going to draw what happens within this. This is our candles. This is our inverted glass. But after some time what happens? That fire or our candle light will stop. Why? The reason is very simple. At first, within the glass, it contains what? Oxygen is there. We already studied that oxygen is very important for burning. That means this burning happens by utilizing the oxygen. Generally, we are representing the oxygen with O2. So, within the glass, it contains oxygen, full of oxygen. And so, this fire is utilizing this oxygen and burning. So, as normal as all other fuels, what happens? This oxygen is getting over. When the oxygen is over, what happens? This fire will stop. And so, here we can say oxygen is very important for burning. Oxygen is very important for burning. If there is no oxygen, no burning will occur. So that is the point. So we can say, as the importance of oxygen, we are utilizing it for breathing and also it helps for burning. That's all. And also within your textbook, you can see that need diagram and all in the page number 90. Just read that. This is what that explains the. I hope you understand that. The next is our nitrogen. The gas which is present in higher quantity in our air. And so, what is the use of this nitrogen? Do we are taking in this nitrogen within our body and do this nitrogen is doing some sort of thing in our body? No, the thing is actually this. Nitrogen is very important for the growth. It is very important for growth. Growth of plants, growth of human beings, growth of animals, growth of birds, all like things need the nitrogen for their growth. But the thing is this, we are not taking in this nitrogen through our nose or nothing. We are not directly taking this nitrogen from the atmosphere, but we are getting this nitrogen in another form. That is, these plants are absorbing the nitrogen from the soil. Plants absorb nitrogen from soil. Plants are absorbing nitrogen from soil. Now the question is this, where this nitrogen is coming to the soil? We are giving this nitrogen through the fertilizers. So the thing is this, we are putting some sort of fertilizers on the soil, and so the soil is just mixed with the nitrogen, and so the plants are absorbing this nitrogen from the soil, and that is moving towards the plants, its fruits, its seeds, its leaves and all, and we are taking these plants as food. So from that food we are taking in the nitrogen to our body, and also the plants, animals and all. So we can say by having this food, this nitrogen is the present or coming to our body. So for all type of living organisms, this nitrogen is important for the growth, and so we can say it is actually we are getting through the plants. So that's the thing. And one more thing is that this nitrogen not at all support for burning. We said about the oxygen that helps for burning, but for the nitrogen this do not support burning. Do not support burning. Do not support burning for the nitrogen. So these are all about nitrogen. We said that this nitrogen is very important for the growth of the living organisms. Generally we can say it like that. So the process is very simple. This is our soil. At first there is no nitrogen is there present in our soil. We are adding some sort of fertilizers within the soil, and so the soil is mixed with the fertilizers and with the nitrogen, and so we know some sort of plants are there within the soil, and so the roots are there present in the soil, and these roots absorb what? Nitrogen from the soil, and so that nitrogen is coming to the leaves, to the fruits and all, and we are having this and we get this. So don't think that we are getting nitrogen from the atmosphere directly. No such directly absorption, nothing. Even if that's not possible for the plants also. Where it is coming from? We are absorbing, or these plants are absorbing this from soil. So that is all about the nitrogen. I hope it's clear. And the next is carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide. We are representing this carbon dioxide like this. Capital C, capital O, and one suffix 2, CO2. This is what? Carbon dioxide. The meaning is this: one carbon, two oxygen. That also you can study in the higher classes. Now just understand that we are representing this carbon dioxide as CO2. So, what is this carbon dioxide we are using for? The thing is very simple. Actually, we studied this in the different regions in the all chapters. And do the plants are using this carbon dioxide for any type of purpose? The thing is this, for the photosynthesis, We already studied about photosynthesis. That is actually the production of food within the plants using the carbon dioxide, water, sunlight, glucose and all. So the thing is this, for the photosynthesis, plants use carbon dioxide. For the photosynthesis, plants use carbon dioxide. If there is no carbon dioxide, photosynthesis will not work and it do not produce food and there is nothing will occur within the earth. So, this carbon dioxide is very important. So, we can say plants utilize the carbon dioxide within the process of photosynthesis. And the next is this also you studied. We studied about the fire extinguishers. So, this carbon dioxide we are using in fire extinguishers. Fire extinguishers. That also we studied in the chapter first aid. So the thing is this, there are different types of fire extinguishers that you will study in the 8th standard, and here you just understand that within the fire extinguishers, one type of fire extinguisher is that filled with carbon dioxide. That means this carbon dioxide help us to stop the fire, extinguish the fire or quench the fire. So that is the thing, and these are the two uses of carbon dioxide. Plants are utilizing carbon dioxide for photosynthesis, and also within the fire extinguishers we are using carbon dioxide. These are the two uses of carbon dioxide. And the next is the water vapors and also the other gases. This particles, everything is there. And I think we can discuss in the next class. You want to read your textbook, complete your notebook. And also this is all about today's class, and also want to read that activity I mentioned there before. And so this is all about today's class. We will meet in the next class with the further topic.